Hello everyone, it's Robin here, and oh my gosh, I am so happy to be back. So I inadvertently took a few weeks off, and I say it like that because I was sick. Oh my gosh, I had the worst cold bronchitis pneumonia situation going on, but I am much better now. Rod got it too, he's much better now. We are doing fine, and I am just happy to be back. So I thought, what better way to get started back into things than, well, let's just close off March and play in my reading journal. So today I'll be updating my reading journal with the book, yes, I said book, that I read in March, and we will just fill this out and I'll tell you some things that are happening. So let's get started. So here we are in my reading journal for the month of March, and this is the monthly view, which is where I list when I start reading a book and then when I finish reading a book, and I also list the format that I'm reading the book, whether it's a Kindle, a physical copy, or an audio book. So I started reading 2 books in the beginning of this month, Legends and Lattes. I was really excited about, and I started reading that on my Kindle. I received this book, Wayward, from Book of the Month, and the minute it came in the mail, I started reading that too. So I had 2 books going in the beginning of the month. I did not finish this book just yet because, like I said, I got sick and I just couldn't read anymore. So I'm gonna put this aside for a moment because I am still reading that. I'm gonna be finishing that soon though, and I'm loving it. So yeah, I started reading this. Rod and I were working down in our studio office area quite a bit, so I wasn't reading as much as maybe I would have been, but then I got sick and I couldn't read anything because every time I picked the book up to read, I would fall asleep. So that's what happened. Anyway, I did read Legends and Lattes, and you know, we're just gonna fill this all out. So Legends and Lattes I read on my Kindle. So let me open this up because I think I have the cover pulled up. Yeah, there it is. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. But if you want to see it in color, here it is. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and it is a fantasy. It's actually like a cozy fantasy, and it's really fun because it's about a lot of different characters in like the fantasy world, and they're just all mixed in together, which is really fun. And it is about Viv the orc and building a coffee shop in a town that doesn't know what coffee is. And it's just a cozy good time. So we're gonna fill this out. Let me move this aside for now. And let's just get started with the trackers. So I have here, I have some stickers that I may be using. I have markers up here, and you saw the book covers that I'll put in. So we're gonna go right into my trackers, and we're just gonna go page by page. So my first page, this is my Goodreads goal. My Goodreads goal this year is 32. And you know, I only read 1 book this month, but that's okay because it's not a race. It's not a race, and that's what I read, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was great. So the way I'm marking these down is I'm noting the color of the device I use. So this was a Kindle, so I'm going to mark my next book in red, and I'm using the red mild liner. And so book number 8, yep, that's where we're at, is in red. So by the end of the year, I'll be able to see at a glance, you know, how I'm reading my books. Am I reading more physical copies? Am I reading more Kindle or audiobook? So right now, look, I only have 1 physical copy, which is crazy because I love physical books. I'm reading mostly Kindle, and I'm in love with my Kindle right now. I am doing some audiobooks. I have a harder time with that because I'm a very visual person, but I have been enjoying that too. So that's where we're at with that. Let's go to the next page. Oh, my monthly stats page. This should be pretty easy to figure out because I really just have 1 book. So I'm gonna use this Micron. This is an 05. Books read 1. That was pretty easy. Pages turned. This book is 296 pages. And it's in a Kindle format, and I got that number from my Goodreads. So when you mark it in Goodreads, it tells you how many pages are in it. Sometimes you can also go on Amazon and pull the book up and see how many pages there are. So that's how I get those pages. Okay, next up, oh, it's my books read. I love my bookshelf here. This is really fun. And so I have 3 different sizes of books here. So I have big, medium, and small, and it's these smaller ones that I'm putting on the bookshelf because I just love seeing them all lined up, right? So let's go ahead and put this on here. So if you missed me creating this reading journal. I'll put a link down below to all of the reading journal videos, and you can see that. So I printed my books on sticker paper because I do have sticker paper here, so it's easy for me. But you can print it on regular paper or maybe even cardstock and tape or glue it down. But we just go like that. So how I print my books, since books come in all different sizes and widths, I make sure all of the heights are the same. So these are 1.5 inches tall. I think this is 2 inches and this is 2.5 inches tall. And then the width becomes whatever it is. That's how I do that. So here's all the books that I've read so far this year. Super fun. And when I fill this page, that'll be exactly 32, which is my Goodreads goal. I can read less or I can read more depending on what happens this year. So I'm really excited to see this fill out. Okay, let's go to the next page. Oh, my bookshelf. I drew this out, very proud of myself, and added some stickers for some decor. And this is where I'm lining up my books and coloring them in and writing the titles. And I have a color key down here. I'm using color pencils for this. I pulled a green one out for March. So you can see there's 12 boxes down here. So I'm going to do green for March because, you know, it's kind of St. Patrick's Day. I'm a very seasonal person. And I'm going to write in the book that I read here, but I'm going to color this in green first. Actually, I can write the book in first. Let's do that. I'm going to use a thinner micron. This is an 01. And I'm going to write Legends. I can probably fit it all in. Legends and lattes. There you go. And then I'm going to color that in green. That way, at a glance, I can see what months I read, what books, and how many books I read each month. And, you know, coloring is just fun. I'm holding this pencil really weird. Let's fill this in. Coloring is just kind of fun. It feels good. It feels good to mark all of these off. And we'll just get that going on in there right at the top. There we go. Okay, and those are my trackers. So that was really fun. I have my top shelf filled now, so I have all of these to go. I'm just kind of going in order. You can do it any which way you want, and I think that's all the trackers I have right now. Let's go to the review section, because this section is where I talk a little more about the books that I've read, and we are now on this page. And so I have it somewhat started out, but I'm using washi tape, and I'm using this mid-size book right here. That's where I'll put this. And I'm also using stickers. Now these are some stickers that I have on my Etsy shop at ohelloRobin. I'll link that down below for you if you like. But I have like genres, and then I have my star ratings. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this down, but I want to get a washi, and I picked this thin washi because I thought it had a nice coffee color to it. See that? It's kind of a nice little latte color, just enough cream to make it this caramely color. Oh my gosh, such a fun color. I picked this washi up off of Amazon. I really love this skinny washi. It comes in a ton of colors, so it's making this page really fun to do. And I kind of set it up ahead of time. I section off into 3s, and I draw this line in the center. So we're just going to use that and kind of, well, let me take this page off. I'm going to probably use this other page to help with my spacing. I have a little too many pages. So this one I'm spacing kind of 2 lines in between. So we're just going to go right here. And this has been making it fun too. I like looking back on these, and I really like decorating these pages. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off and finish doing the rest of this washi. Okay, and now we can go ahead and put this together. Okay, and I'm going to line this up right here on the side, somewhat straight. Cute. And we're going to go ahead and put a rating stars. I really like these rating stars. They've been fun to use. They're a good size too. There we go. They can be used for anything really. If you want to rate books, they're perfect for that. They're also good for rating movies. TV shows, anything that you want to rate, 5 stars. So I gave this book 4 stars because I really did enjoy it. So I'm going to color in these stars with my gold mild liner. And there we go. Perfection. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this out. So I'm going to do the title in the 05 and the rest I think I'll do in this 01. So I go ahead and put the title at the top, Legends and Lattes. And underneath it, I write some stats down, like how many pages it was. And we said this was 296 pages. So I'm going to go ahead and write that right here, 296. It is a fantasy. I would actually almost call it a cozy fantasy. I'm gonna write that here, right here. Cozy fantasy, because it really kind of was. And the main character, you know, there's a lot of great characters, and I'm just gonna do the main character, and that's Viv, the orc. So yeah, our main character is Viv the orc. That's her right there. Think Shrekish. See, that's how I got through it. So I don't read too much fantasy, although lately it seems like I'm reading a lot of fantasy that has to do with magical realism and some witch type stuff that's lighthearted and fun, mostly in the cozy areas. And this one, it was a lot of characters in the fantasy world that they put together that I'm not used to reading a lot of. So we had, like, you know, we have gnomes and orcs and like hobbits and all kinds of those kinds of creatures. So that was really just fun. It was just really a fun time. Okay, let me go ahead and put my Kindle here because I did read this on my Kindle. And this is a page of reading icons. I have them in where you can get all of them on the same page, or you can get a full page of each one. So we went ahead and read this on the Kindle. We'll put this right here. And then underneath, what I like to do is put three things about the book. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna go ahead and write these and then we'll talk about them. Okay, so here's what I have here. Oh my gosh. So Viv, number 1, opens first coffee shop in Thune. So Viv gives up her adventurous days of being this dangerous orc character. She hangs up her, I think it's a sword, up on the wall, and she goes to this city of Thune and builds a coffee shop out of an old livery. So the one thing about this, though, is nobody in the town knows what coffee is. So not only is she building this coffee shop, but she has to also introduce coffee to everybody that lives there, which comes to our second one, brings a variety of diverse characters together, which is super cool because the city is very diverse. Now, she learned of coffee from the gnomes, and the gnomes drank this magical drink, which is really, you know, fun, and she was mesmerized by it, and she loved it, and then she brought it here. So while there are some gnomes here, coffee isn't readily available in the city. But just like in other places, cities are a melting pot of diverse cultures and people. And that's what we find here, but they're all in this fantasy world. So, you know, there's hobbits and there's all kinds of creatures going on. So she brings them all together, though, because they all get interested and want to help her out. Like I said, this was a cozy book. It's just a cozy, good time. It is heartwarming, it is cozy, and it is delicious. A delicious time because we are constantly talking about coffee and the smell of the beans and the grinding of the beans, and then there's the baked goods that start coming into the shop, and it's just delightful. It's just a cozy little fun fantasy good time, which is actually perfect for spring because there's nothing really overly scary about it. There's no huge horrendous conflict. It's just a lovely little time together watching all of these people get together to build this coffee shop in this city and befriend each other and all of those good things, and bringing all their talents together to do this. And that's what I loved about it. I just thought it was a sweet little time for that alone. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this back in the book because we have one more page to fill out. And look, this is coming along nicely. Look, I can look back on here and just see the books that I've read. That's super fun, right? Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the beginning here. And in the beginning, where these monthlies are, I was marking down in the beginning of the month, a stat for the month. Like, here's the books I read, and then my favorite for January was Kristen Hanna's Firefly Lane. I wrote stats down here, and then the pages I read of all of them together. And then these were the other 2 books I read. So I've done this for each month. This month's gonna be a little bit different because we're gonna pull this page out right here. I'm gonna keep this open just as a reference. I only read 1 book. I didn't finish my other book. So instead of having a lot of books down here, I'm gonna have this 1 book right in the middle here. So let's see, I'm gonna pull some washi tape. I think I pulled this one here because I thought this was really fun. It's just this green vining. And because I you know, it's just very, March and St. Patrick's Day, just a green kind of month. Spring, you know, starts and all those good things. But this vining kind of, I don't know, goes along with this orc idea to me too. So let me get my card. Let's see if I can tear this with the card. I might have to get my cutter. Oh, it tore. That tore really easily. I've had this washi tape for a while. I think I got it from Amazon too. It's really pretty. Look at that. Okay, I like that. So we're going to go ahead and put this at the top also. I need to turn this upside down though. So building these pages has been fun as well. It's kind of therapeutic. And it's just nice to look back on to see, well, for me here, what I've read, but also, you know, what you're doing and thinking about and all those good things. I cut this one a little short, so let's see if I can pull it. This tears very easily. This is a very nice paper washi. Let's see. Okay, very cute. So I like this green vining. I think it goes along with this. We might kind of work on this more with Legends and Lattes and not about the month, but we shall see. Oh, I need some little ones here. See, I did little ones there too. Let me find some of those. You know, I'm going to go ahead and use the same one I used inside. So let me white these out just like so. You know, because we only have the 1 book, I really can use that as the inspiration for this. Let's go ahead and lay this down. Again, I love this skinny washi. This is my latte washi. Cute. Okay, that was fun. I'm going to put this one just kind of front and center since it's my favorite book I read this month. I wonder if it would have been had I finished my other book. I don't know, because I really am enjoying Wayward. So let's put this just kind of right here. Legends and why does that look crooked? Let's fix that. Once again. Okay, much better. Cute. And let's pull these off of here. So even if I didn't read, I go ahead and put these down. So I have them listed here. So book. Next I have audio, book, and then I have Kindle. Right here at the bottom. There, that's good. And we're just gonna 0. I put that one down too far. That's okay. 0, and we read 1. Okay, I'm back. I just talked to Holly. That's my daughter. Talking about the babies, which I'll be watching tomorrow. I'm so excited that we get to start doing that again. And let's see, where were we? I fixed this. Oh, I pulled this mild liner because I want to write the word pages down here. And I just pulled the brown one because I thought it would work with this. We'll see. I'm just kind of just going with it. So just writing the word pages. All in caps. Whoops. There we go. Perfect. And I'm going to get a thin marker. Thinner than this one, I think. This is an 005 micron. And just to kind of outline this is very thin. There we go. And just to give it a little outline, I'm not being overly particular about it. As you can tell, I'm not even going very straight, but it just kind of gives it a little outline. So what did we say? It was 296 pages? Yes. 296. Woohoo! Okay, I'm going to do a little decorating here. I have my month stickers first. So let's go ahead and put March up at the top, right here. So we know what month this is. And I have a quote that I want to put in here as well. So let me go ahead and do that. So here's this quote, and it starts off, it's kind of in the middle of the quote, but it starts off how Viv is explaining coffee and what she was drawn to. So she was in the city where the gnomes are, and she was drawn to this cafe by the smell of it. And she went in and saw everybody drinking out of these little ceramic cups. And then it goes on to say, it was like drinking the feeling of being peaceful in your mind. Well, not if you have too much, then it's something else. Which if you drink coffee, you get it, right? You totally get it. So I really just loved that quote. So I want to bring a little more decor, and I'm going to pull in this bookish book from the Happy Planner, which is really fun. And usually there'll be other books down here, but there are not. So let's see, I did see flipping through here, I like this here. It's a pretty big sticker. Let's see if I can pull it out. And like I said, we can maybe make this one all about this book. And it has a girl on there, it's green, and it says Dreamer. And that's exactly what Viv is. So I'm going to lay this down here. Right at the bottom. I'm going to overlap that a bit. There we go. There, Dreamer. And no one is too old for fairy tales. I kind of like that. Let's put that quote on here. Right up here. Because that's kind of what this is. In a sense. Perfect. Perfect. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, that's kind of cute too. I know this is a bookstore. I wonder how that would look next to it. Because she built a cafe. If I can put this next to this on this side, is that too much? No. We'll just go like that so it goes into her. So there, that kind of fills that space because she's a dreamer. She built, it says bookstore, but we're using that as a cafe. You know, here, I like this. I like this. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this to do right here. I'm going to put it right here. This is kind of fun because this is what she did. Well, let's think this through. Let's use these. I think these are fun. We'll use the green ones. We'll let it blend in because of the stars in them. I want the stars to show up. Okay, here's what we're doing. Build coffee shop, show people coffee, because no one knows what it is, right? And make friends. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's what it's about. That's Viv's to-do list. Viv's to do. Okay. I'm enjoying that. So yeah, go ahead and have fun with your book journal. Okay, so here we are. So we have for the month of March, yes, I read one book, but you know what? Made the most of it. And it was a fun book, Legends and Lattes. Have my quote here, have a little thing about the book too, how many pages it was, and it was a Kindle. And then I went ahead and filled out my trackers and filled out my monthly stats, added the book to my bookshelf, and colored it in on my bookshelf here, and then went to the review section. I know I'm going really fast, right? And added it there. Oh my gosh, I love this. So I'm gonna go ahead and move Wayward over into my April books. And I have a lot of other fun books that I'm looking forward to reading in April and through the spring in general. And I think maybe next week I'll share those with you. Thank you all so much for joining me. Let me know down below, have you read Legends and Lattes? Or, because this was the type of book I don't normally read, is there a book that you've read that you don't normally read that you absolutely loved? I would love to hear about it down below. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.